world of music is always evolving and changing, but streaming literally rocked the boat. And what a lot of rappers and singers are trying to figure out is it a singles era because of streaming, or should they be focusing on albums? Shout out to my man Humility on YouTube who asked this question. We went back and forth on it a couple videos ago. I'm going to explain that right here on this video. Stay tuned.
Indie Jones, back with a trendy flow. I'm still trying to find my voice in this here scenario. Here we go.
Yo, what's going on? My name is Ruslan, and I'm a hip-hop artist, creative entrepreneur, based in San Diego, California. I run a boutique label called King Stream Entertainment, and I'll be completely honest with you guys. When streaming first hit the scene, I was resistant. I was like, yo, I get it for the consumer standpoint, it's dope. I'm not mad at it, but like, these cats is eating up our pockets. Like, I'm getting $7 an album, and now they want to give me 0.3 of a cent per stream. Like, I got to get 1,500 streams to get the equivalent of one album. Like, who comes up with these rules? Like, streaming is whack. And then I started seeing the checks from Spotify and the checks from Apple Music, and I thought, maybe the streaming thing ain't so bad. Somebody buys my album, they pay for it once, I get $7, or somebody streams my album, they have a favorite song that they listen to 2,000 times, 3,000 times. I actually come out ahead, and because the music is available everywhere and on everybody's smart device, everybody's phone, everybody's iPad, more people are consuming music than ever before. So now I'm very excited and I'm very happy where streaming is going. I think it's opened me up to more people than ever before, more fans than ever before. I may not be making the same amount per consumption, but I'm definitely able to finesse and leverage streaming into other platforms like merchandise and like doing shows. So I'm not mad at streaming. I got some friends at Spotify that look out, they curate and add us to playlists. That helps a lot with getting a single going. So the question there lies, because of streaming, because of Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, all the others taking over and changing everything, rocking the industry, and continuing to rock the industry. Every time an algorithm changes, people freak out. Is it best to put out singles or is it best to put out albums? Well, the answer, it depends. It depends where you are in your career. It depends what kind of artist you are. It depends what kind of value you bring to people and why they go to listen to your music. My man Humility, who asked this question, pointed out to Foggy Raw. He said, yo, Foggy dropped a bunch of singles on SoundCloud, then he turned around, he packaged it as the Foggy Pound EP. And then he did kind of the same thing, put out a couple singles and then packaged it and put out another record. I think it depends where you are in your platform, where you are in your audience. If you notice and if you're paying attention, more established artists are actually putting out longer albums. Why? Because if you're Chris Brown, if you're Migos and you put out a super long album, I think Migos Culture 2 was like 20 songs, Chris Brown's record was like 45 records, right? What they're doing is, if they put out that 45 album song, they have enough of a core fan base that'll suffer through a super long album, even though they don't like it all, but they'll listen through the whole thing because they're curious what this record is about, if they don't want to miss anything. So they'll listen to a super long record, they'll vibe with it, and then, just like everybody else does, just like I do, they'll go back and they'll add their favorite songs to their likes, or their favorite songs to their favorites, or their favorite songs to their playlist, and then they'll go back to those singles. So if you're an established artist, you have a bunch of songs on an album, somebody's going to sit through 45 songs, they'll add their top favorite 5 or 3 to their playlist, and they'll come back to those and listen to those thousands of times. It works out into your favor, it works out into your advantage, meaning that if you have a 10-song album and it's a shorter album, they're only going to listen to 10 songs and then find their favorite 3 songs, right? If you've got 45 songs, they're going to listen through all 45 and they're going to add their favorite 5 songs. But you get more of that consumption. You get 4 times more of the consumption if you're Chris Brown. And in the streaming world, that's a lot. If you got 10 million people that are listening to that record first week, you know, that's, what is that, 10 times, that's 40 million, 50 million streams that people are listening through at least once. Again, most people are listening to it more than one time. So it depends on what kind of artist you are and what career you're in. If you're a brand new artist, I think you need to slow your roll before you're thinking about a mixtape or an EP or album, and just focus on putting out a great song. Going back to the example of the homie Foggy Raw, he's just focused on putting out really good songs. He said, I'm just gonna put out dope records. And what he did is he got his entire neighborhood, he got all of his friends to go on SoundCloud, and they figured out how to hack SoundCloud. They all went on SoundCloud, and they all made sure that they shared and reposted the song. They tweeted the song, they put it on their Snapchat, and that's how initially he got the songs to pop. Because if you can get 50 people, 100 people that all got SoundCloud accounts, they all got followers to post the song, eventually it'll organically spread. And if your friends ain't sharing your music, their music may not be as dope as you think it is. And Foggy Raw was able to leverage the neighborhood, the homies sharing his music, sharing his music, sharing his music. Other artists started catching wind of it, and then more established artists started reposting his music. So now it's not just the people that have 50 or 30 or 100 followers that are friends and not artists, but then you have guys that have a couple thousand SoundCloud followers, and that's just how they finessed it. They just worked the system, and then before you knew it, he had a couple records that had a couple 100,000 plays, then a couple records that had a couple million plays, and it spread that way. And so it depends on what type of artist you are, and does your music have replay value. But if you're just starting out, I would focus on making one really good song, and see if your friends get behind it. And if they don't share it, if they do share it, try to figure it out. Do some market research. Do one really good song, then do a second really good song, then do a third really good song. And then if you feel like you got some momentum going, maybe take those 3 songs, package them into an EP. See if you can get people to buy that EP on iTunes. People do still buy music. See if you can build some relationships with Spotify. Usually, if you're putting out music consistently, a single a week, a single every other week, a single a month, you'll start kind of building a following on Spotify. You'll start building a following on Apple Music. But you got to have some type of distribution outlet. You got to have somewhere for these records to live. Are you submitting them to some blogs? Do you got some friends that are vloggers on YouTube and they're popping? They're gonna place it there. One of the things that really worked for Foggy is he had somebody from his area that had a huge YouTube channel. I think they got a couple million subscribers. I'm not quite I don't remember the name, but they kept putting his songs at the beginning of their videos, and I got the songs to go, and I got the songs to pop viral. He'll time it. You know, he's dropping a new song. The vlogger would put it in their video, they'll reference it, they'll send people to his channel, you start building it. So distribution still is a thing, it's just not in the way it used to be, where people used to think about distribution in the sense of like radio, or can people go to a store and buy it, or can I get on iTunes? Like that was a thing, like we were like, yo, can we get on iTunes? Because we didn't know how to get on iTunes at one point. Now the distribution is, your music is everywhere, boom, instantly. Get DistroKid, your music could be everywhere in a matter of days. But now is, how are you going to get people's attention? SoundCloud was a great way. Foggy Raw used SoundCloud and he hacked SoundCloud. Now SoundCloud is kind of fading out. There's still a community there, but it's fading out. But what can you do, and how can you get people behind you? Is it by creating a meme style video? Is it by getting your homegirl that got a couple thousand YouTube subscribers to post your music, and maybe she's getting free music and you're getting to be on her channel and she'll shout you out? What is your distribution outlet? If you want to drop a song a week, if you want to drop a song a month, that's cool. Just have a plan for it. Facebook is another underutilized resource. Drop a song, create a lyric video. Drop a song, create a simple music video, a one-take video. Put it on Facebook. Throw a Facebook ad underneath it. Make sure that it's very calculated. Make sure it's very targeted. Maybe do the corny meme style videos, which I hate the meme style videos with the text on top and the bottom, but they work. You know, they help things spread very quickly. If you're a new artist, those are the things I would be looking at. If you're a rapper, singer, those are the things I'd be looking at. If you are already an established artist like myself, I'm not really playing the singles game. I'm not natural at making music that has like instant replay value, right? And it takes me work to make a single, like a hit single that can get replay value. And I'm also understanding that a single is only a hit record if there's a platform, right? Like if you have a hit record, and people are sitting on hit records right now, but you have 500 Instagram followers and 500 SoundCloud followers, like it's not gonna be the same as if Lecrae had the exact same record and he put the record out. You know what I mean? So I'm also not going all in trying to make a bunch of singles, because I'm thinking of the long-term play. What I'm attempting to do, and if you've been paying attention, I'm attempting to put out a short record every 6 months, have a couple singles that I'm working from it on that, and then growing the audience that way. So Indie Jones came out in August, Indie Jones 2 came out in December. I will have something out before the end of summer, and I'll probably have another record out by the end of the year. I'm hoping to just keep putting records out every 6 months, put a new record out, 10 songs, 11 songs, tops. Out of that, there'll be 3 or 4 songs that we shoot music videos for. We'll try the singles thing, we'll try some ads, we'll try to get creative, and if they don't pop, cool, I got another record in 6 months. And I'm also understanding the catalog, building that catalog. Break it down for you guys real quick. I think I said this in another video. Everybody's freaking out about streaming, right? But here's how it breaks down. Spotify, 1 million streams makes you about $3,500 to $4,000. 1 million streams is a lot, but it's not a whole lot when you break it down this way. All 1 million streams is having 200 songs in your catalog that average out to about 10,000 streams a month. Well, I have songs in my catalog that are doing a couple 100,000 streams. I got songs in my catalog that are doing 50,000 streams. I got songs in my catalog that are doing, you know, 1,000 streams and a couple 100 streams. So for me, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, if I could have 200 songs, I'm gonna eventually catch another song that does 100,000 streams a month. I'm gonna catch another song that does 50,000, another song that catches 10,000, and before I know it, I'll average out and I'll be at 1 million streams a month, and I could have that residual income of $3,000–4,000 off of Spotify every single month. And so that's how I would approach it. And so what I'm doing is I'm gonna put my entire back catalog on. I talked about my first record that came out in 2004 called Out of Order. I'm gonna put that up. I'm putting up all the old break stuff because I understand the more songs that are in my catalog, you might find one song from today and then go backwards and end up listening to 50 songs, and then find a song that you put in your playlist and you really love that song. All that stuff compounds, all that stuff adds. And so it depends what type of artist you are. I think if you're a brand new artist, first impression. Be careful about your first impression, but also don't overthink it, man. This is music. This is supposed to be fun. This is what cool guys do. Like the cool guys in high school were the musicians and the ball players, you know. And so have fun with it, man. Don't overthink the tactical thing. If you want to put out a record, but make sure you think through distribution and how are you going to get it in front of people. Everybody talks about the Russ method, right? Russ put out a song a week for 52 weeks, and then all of a sudden, week 60, he got 1 million views, 1 million streams, and then he became a superstar. Well, yeah, but they're not talking about how he got his music in front of people. There was other tactical stuff they were doing. Russ was doing shows. Russ got to open up for Eminem in Europe. Russ got a bunch of looks. Russ had relationships in the industry to help him propel. And I'm a big fan of Russ and what he represents, but we can't look at that one example and say, well, that's the way to do it. So singles, albums, depends on what type of artist you are, depends your workload, but regardless, be putting out music and be thinking through distribution. How are you going to get it in front of people, and be thinking through visuals and how to hack every single platform that you put the music on. Thank you for checking out this video. Give me a like, comment. Let me know what else you want me to make me a video about. Let me know if you got any other ideas for videos. Stay tuned. We got a big announcement coming in a few weeks. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
I am so incognito. Far away from him. Incognito. Came in one way. Incognito. Not leaving the same. I'm gone with the top down. Waiting for the countdown. All grace, no wishes. No loans, no interest. Feels good. Tony. Yeah. Tony. We the ones chosen. Stop. Running late here unannounced. Nothing worse than a game with no crown. And I don't fit in to pretend that you blend like a front out of town. God stepped in and said, oh, the account. Now you don't know what to do with the pounds. Take a view of the house, make it true till it's ours. I'm producing amounts, it's a nuisance, the house. I am so ouch.